Good afternoon, everyone. I am Teacher Erica, and I will be your contemporary world teacher for today. Before we begin this lesson this afternoon, let us the guidance of Almighty God and let us enlighten our mind to completely understand the lesson this afternoon. Good afternoon, class. So, how is your day? It is good so far? That's good to know. Does it mean that I can expect all of you active participation? Is that an agreement? But before we begin our class, since all of you here are already college students in the higher education, I want you to remind you with our virtual class rules. First, keep your cameras on. Second, set your microphone to mute. Third, raise hand button if you want to recite. Fourth, listen carefully to teacher Erica. Is that clear? Okay, good. But before that, kindly go to your step account for your attendance. So now let's begin with a simple activity. This is what you call puzzles. I know all of you are already familiar with this, but this is a bit different since we are in online setting. So here is the instruction. I will divide you into 3 groups, and each group will have a leader. The leader will pick a member at her group to guess the correct answer in puzzle word. Each group will only have 2 minutes. Yes, only 2 minutes. The group who will get higher points wins. Okay? Is that clear? Also, each member only have 2 passes. Are we clear with the instructions? Alright. So now that you've already seen your groups, kindly rename now your names into player 1, player 2, and player 3. So now let's begin. So the first group will be Like May. You may now begin. Choose a member from your group who will guess the puzzle. Okay? Heroli. Here's the puzzle word. So, but before that class, I will read the clue or the meaning in that word so that you will guess correctly. So, first is the main mass communication, broadcasting, publishing, and internet regarded collectively. You're right. It's media. Next. Okay, Anna. So I will read the meaning, okay? He's the person to popularize the concept of a global village and to consider its social effect. What's the answer? No. Next. Okay, Mark J. Correct. Marshall McLuhan. Next, Carmela is a website which allows users who sign up for free profiles to connect with friends, work colleagues, or people they don't know online. So what is the answer? Correct. It's Facebook. Next. Okay, Trisha. It's a combination of the world's globalizations and localization. What is the answer? That's right. Globalization. Okay, so now I have a question for you on the activity that you did. Did you find it difficult? Why? Okay, so in order to successfully, it is important to know how the process works. Okay? How does communication important to in the teamwork? How does global media and its function important? So, when team members can communicate effectively with each other, they will be able to collaborate well and work together to reach a common goal more efficiently. Good communication within a team allows for the better exchange of ideas, execution of projects, and cooperations among team members. Did you understand? I know you have already have guesses what our topic for today. So now let's move on. I have here in a short video clip. I want you to watch it carefully because I will ask you some question later, okay? For today's video, let's talk about the global media culture. So what is global media culture? So global media culture is explore the relationship between the media and culture and globalization. Global media are the studies beyond the perspective that are priority dismissive of the possibilities of global media cultures, often contribute to a development of local cultures, bringing them into a contact and on part with the social reality of a globalization modernity. Globalization are the great influence of the media and further impact on us. Most visible effect of globalization in widespread communication. The introductions of news, magazines, internet, and TV has helped to spread informations and has helped people to come together from over the world. Objectives of these topics is first explain what is media and its function. Second, compare the social impact of different media on the process of globalization. Third, analyze how media derive the different forms of globalization. Fourth, explain how media and globalizations unfold. Fifth, differentiate and explain the different periods of media. The last, compared and contrasted globalization and globalization. Let's talk about media and its function. What is media? Media is the main means of mass communication, publishing, broadcasting, and the internet regarded collectively. So why media is very important for us? Media is very important for us. It's because it is a big role. Media, it is a circulate news that can help people educate themselves on what is happening around the world. From political news, the crime news, the media includes every type of news so that every individual is aware of the world they live in. So we have types of media. We have print media, broadcast media, digital media. So first, print media. Print media is a traditional mass media published on paper. So the example of print media is newspaper, magazine, billboard, brochure, direct mail, poster, flyer, business card, periodical literature, postcard, yellow page, or lawn sign. Second, broadcast media. Broadcast media covers a wide spectrum of different communication methods. So the example here is television, radio, traditional telephone, film, movie, motion picture, video games, audio recording, and reproduction. Third, digital media. Digital media refers to mediums of digitized information broadcast through a screen and or a speaker. So the example of digital media is video, online advertising, podcast, ebook, holography, digital photography, and virtual reality.
Topic is about the global village and cultural imperialism. So, ang sinasabi ni Marshall McLuhan ay pinapaliwanag dito na gamit daw ang internet ngayon, madami nang nagbabago sa kultura sa iba't ibang bansa katulad ng pakikipag-communicate at paggawa ng mga para hindi makahadlang kung gaano kayo kalayo sa isa't isa ng mga pamilya mo, relatives mo, dahil nasa maraming teknolohiyang nagagawa para mas mapadali ang pakikipag-komunikasyon. Inilarawan ni McLuhan ang pandaigdig na yun daw ay bilang isang sitwasyon kung saan ang lahat ng tao sa buong mundo ay magiging mas konektado sa pamamagitan ng modernong teknolohiya. Ang kahulugan daw ng pandaigdig na yon ay nagpapahiwatig na kahit hindi daw pisikal na malapit ang mga tao, maaari pa rin silang kumonekta at maaari pa silang magbahagi ng mga kanilang pananaw sa buhay at ma-access ang kanilang pakikipag-komunikasyon sa bawat isa. Ma-access ang parehong komunikasyon, parehong impormasyon sa pamamagitan ng modernong teknolohiya. Kaya ng social media. Sa pamamagitan ng platform, maaring ipahayag ng mga tao ang kanilang sarili para magkaroon ng epekto saan mang bahagi ng mundo. So, dati, yung mga ginagamit nila yung mga papel para lang makipag-komunikasyon sa isang tao na yun. Kaya marami ng mga modernong teknolohiya yung mga nagagawa. So, ayon nga kay McLuhan, marami ng modernong teknolohiya na yung nagagawa ngayon para mapadali ang pakikipag-komunikasyon ng bawat isa sa atin. Gaya ng social media, platform, gano'n. Sa makatuwid sa pamamagitan ng pakikipag-usap tungkol sa global village. Ipinahihiwatig ni McLuhan ang internet.
Okay, now let's proceed to the historical development of media. Canadian theorist Harold Ennis in 1950 divided media into three periods: the oral media, the print media, and the electronic media. In 2000, James Lowell added digital media to these three, and in 2005, Terhi Rantanen added script after oral and breaks down the electronic period into wired and wireless. In this lesson, 5 time periods usually capture the study of globalizations. And the media Jack Lowell in 2012. Now, how the media of each time period contributed to the globalization of our world? Yes, Miss Manzano. That's very good. Now, let's talk about oral communication. What is oral communication? Oral communication is speech is the most overlooked medium, yet the oral medium, human speech, is the oldest and most enduring of all media. When speech developed language, it had developed a medium that sets human apart from other species and allowed them to cover and conquer the world. Language allowed humans to cooperate for subsistence, help humans move and settle down. It also led to markets that trade of goods and services into cross-continental trade routes. Now, who can give me the definition of oral communication in your own word? Yes, Mr. Suarez? Okay, good. That's correct. Now, here are some examples of oral communication. Number 1, presentation. Number 2, staff meetings, business meetings, and other face-to-face meetings. Number 3, informal conversation. Number 4, phone calls. Number 5, interviews. Anything else? Yes, Mr. Garing. That's right. That's correct. Okay, now class, let's talk about the script media. What is script media? The script media is the very first writing allowed humans to communicate and share knowledge and ideas over much larger spaces and across much longer times. Early writings began to appear in 3000 BCE, with symbols carved into clay tablets to record trade, cuneiform alphabets, but script needed to be written on something papyrus and parchment. Humans had a medium that catapulted globalizations, and also script allowed for the written and permanent codifications of economic, cultural, religious, and political practices. The great civilizations were made possible through scripts, which is a Powell in 2009, and must be considered an essential medium of economic, cultural, and political integration of the world. And now class, here are some examples of script media, which is film and television, documentaries, radio, plays, video games, anything else? Yes? Correct. Anything else? No more? Okay. Now, I have a question for you. When does script media appear? Okay, Mr. Lee. Very good. In 3000 BCE.
The printing press. Printing press is a machine used to mass produce consistent pretend content, primarily text in the form of books, pamphlets, and newspaper. Printing press is a useful invention because the printing press allows us to share large amount of information quickly in huge numbers. In fact, the printing press is so significant that is has come to be known as one of the most important inventions of our time. It drastically changed the ways society evolved. Electronics media. Electronics media is an effective means for people to connect with one another, whether through the use of media device and networks or social media source like television or the internet. These are just a few of the many ways you may use electronic media to your benefit. So, electronic media use and communication also. Electronic communication is any form of communication that's broadcast, transmitted, stored, or viewed using electronics media, such as computers, phone, email, and video. Digital media. Digital media information can be shared through digital media in a variety of formats, including text, photos, video, and audio. It also facilitates virtual contacts and meeting with others, supplanting many personal ties and commitment. What is the role of digital media in communication? How did digital media has changed communication with the help of social media, emails, and text messaging communication is now immediate immediate in seconds. We can send a message and receive a response. We can also rapidly share photographs, movies, and stories. Thanks to digital communication, technology has altered how companies sell, operate, and engage with their workforce.
Media and economic globalization. Media have been essential to the growth of economic globalization in the world. Yung media, essential na siya na ginagamit or kailangan sa isang particular na bansa para umunlad or lumago yung kanilang mga products sa isang bansa, mas ano sila, may advantage na yumaman o makilala. It made economic globalization possible by creating the condition for global capitalism and by promoting the conceptual foundation of the world's market economy. So yan, dahil doon, nag-create sila ng capitalism, nagpo-promote ng mga products and services. So, dun yung papasok yung mga supply and demand, cost and benefits incentives sa conceptual foundation. Yan, dyan pumapasok sa market economy. Economic globalization makes possible the buying and selling of products across borders and boundaries. The media foster the condition for global capitalism. They invite to us to buy and consume from ceaseless commercials on radio and TV to product placement in films, to digital billboards, etc. So because of media din, so napopromote nila yung magbenta o magbili sa ibang bansa because of media. So yung nakikita nyo sa mga TV commercials, pop-up ads, at malaki tulong yung media foster para mag-promote ng product sa isang bansa, particular sa isang bansa o dito sa atin. Economic and cultural globalization or globally would be impossible without a global commercial media system to promote global markets and to encourage consumers' values, Max Chisney 2001. So dahil doon, yung economic and cultural globalization kumbaga pinatunayan nila na yung media naging advantage sa isang particular na country para promote ng global markets and to encourage the consumer values. Max Chisney and co-author Edward Herman, 1997, called global media as the new missionaries of global capitalism. Media, economic globalization, and oligopoly. Media are themselves now the huge transnational global corps that embody globalization even as they celebrate globalization. Modern media are the soul of economic globalization. So, yung media, siya yung naging mataas or naging malaking transnational global corps. Kumbaga, involved dito yung international production of good or service ng foreign investment or income and asset managed in more than one country. So, dahil doon, yung media, siya yung naging parang isang kaluluwa or isang mahalagang parte ng isang globalization, economic of globalization. The economic world is characterized by media oligopoly, consolidation, concentration, and convergence. Disney Time, Warner, News Corp, Viacom, Vivendi, and Bertelsmann own or controls close to 75% of world media. Mark Disney 2010. So yung mga ano na yan, companies, marami. Kumbaga, sila yung naging sa isang mundo or sa isang globalization, sila yung media oligopoly. Marami sila. Sila yung nag-aano ng mga products, kumbaga, nagpo-promote. Oligopoly is a market structure with a small number of firms, none of which can keep the others from having significant influence. So ito, small numbers of firms lang. Ibig sabihin, yung mga kumpanya na to, unti lang sila na makikita mo sa isang country. Kumbaga bilang. Pero nakikipag-competence sila. Like, for example, is automobile industry, technology industry, mga ganyan. Concentration ratio measures the market share of the largest firms. Yun. Yung ano lang nila dito, yung concentration ratio measures nila is yung market share. A monopoly is one firm, duopoly is two firms, and oligopoly are two or more firms. McChesney 2010. So, example ni Monopoly. So, ito yung who is the sole seller of its product and where there are no closed substitute. Ibig sabihin, wala silang closed substitute na pwedeng makaano sa isang products nila, maka-counter. So, for example na nito, electricity and eyeglasses. Kumbaga, wala siyang kakompetensya. Siya lang yung nandun, siya lang yung may-ari, siya lang yung namumuno doon sa products. Siya lang yung may market power. Siya lang yung pwede maka-influence sa prices. Duopoly is a form of oligopoly, where only two companies dominates the market. The companies in the duopoly tend to compete against one another. Nakikipag siya, sapawan from one to another companies. An oligopoly market is where there are few sellers and large numbers of buyers. Ibig sabihin, bilang lang sila. Some example of oligopolies include the car industry and airlines. In each of these industries are few large companies.
Media and politics globalization. The mass media are today seen is a playing key role for enhancing globalization and facilitating cultural exchange and multiple flows of information and images between countries through international news broadcasting, television programming, new technologies, film and music. Sometimes through media corporation and powerful political actors. Sometimes individual journalists are the subject to brutal and intense intimidation as more actors contend for power. Journalists die in the line of duty and without justice ultimate form of censorship. In our age of globalization, the entire world can be a war zone. Numerous forces compete for wealth and power within and across the borders. All these groups threatened by the work of crusading reporter all have target reporters. Thus, globalization has made the world a harrowing place for our journalists. To simply put this topic, say that globalization affects both media and politics when it comes to the media and further its impact on us. The most visible effect of globalization is the widespread communication. Scholars suggest the new media, digital media, have the potential to help and transform political life. It can allow alternative voices within and across the borders. They hope that new media will encourage the public individuals more involved with the politics and civil action in our society.
The development of social media has fundamentally changed how we interact and communicate with one another. Personal websites and social media platforms like Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram have become essential for our everyday lives. Users may instantly share their views, opinions, news updates on Twitter, which is also known as tweets. On the other hand, LinkedIn is a site for business networking. People may use it to construct their profile to highlight their abilities, experiences, and achievements. And now, the biggest social networking site is Facebook. It provides a variety of services. Users may also join groups based on their similar interests, connect with friends and families, exchange images and videos. Facebook has revolutionized social interaction by bridging distance and fostering deeper relationships. And next is Instagram. Instagram is largely a visual platform that focuses on sharing images and viewing images contents. It has gained popularity among users, influencers, and company alike. We have website. Despite of not being a social media platform, websites are essential for building an online presence. They act as virtual representations of people, companies, groups, and institutions' websites. Websites provide a platform for showcasing goods, services, portfolios, and informations. In conclusion, social media websites like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, together with individual websites, have revolutionized how we interact, communicate, and exchange knowledge.
Media and cultural globalization. So what media and
Cultural globalization. According to our module, media and cultural globalization is the primary carriers of culture, its generous, numerous, and ongoing interact among culture. Which means, by using media, we promote and interact to other country internationally and locally. So, they market brands aggressively, seek out new materials worldwide for their cultural products, and actively bring out interaction of culture for beauty, power, and profit. So, ginagamit nila yung media aside of promoting their culture to international and local. They use it also to become powerful, also promote their beauty of their. Also, they use their profit and become powerful, and also they promote the beauty of their culture internationally and locally. So there's are three outcomes or influence of globalization on country. The first one is cultural differentialism. It's, according to our module, it's a different, strong, and resilient. Some culture are designed to clash as globalization continue to bring them together, which is means ng dahil sa pagkakaiba-iba ng kanilang kultura. Next is cultural convergence. According to our module, globalization will bring about a growing sameness of culture. It means pagkakapare-pareha ng mga kultura. The last one is cultural hybridization. An increased blending or mixture of cultures. This melange leads to the creation of new and surprising culture forms. So, dito sa hybridization is yung pagmimix ng dalawang magkaibang kultura.
Globalization is the combination of the word globalization and localization. It means the product and services are developed and distributed through globally, but the users and consumers were in the local market. Sociologist Roland Robertson, who wrote the globalization meant, he said that the simultaneity, the co-presence of both universalizing and particularizing tendencies. In the other words, globalizations enable products and services to both universally recognized and tailored to be local tastes at the same time.